Hey Bible lovers, I'm Tim Nichols and I'm here to bring you your Nichols Worth. And today I scavenged the world of Salvation Army and I found a few Bibles. I was really surprised because most of the time when I go to thrift shops I don't find anything, but I found some really cool stuff and they let me have these for a donation. So pretty slick. So let's just take a look at a few of them. I haven't really dove into a lot of them. I don't know a whole lot about them. So maybe some of you super connoisseurs can give me some information about some of these older Bibles, but they are really cool. So let's take a quick look. The top one is a Cambridge, and it is in the New English Bible translation, which I've never heard of. This is the first that I've heard of it. It has a concise reader's guide. So anyway, it's definitely like a bonded leather. It's not going to be your premium, but it does have a decent vinyl liner, and check that out. You can see like the reinforcement tape in here. So this isn't, oh, right there, it says bonded leather right on the liner. So that lets you know. It has decent gilding. I mean, you can tell it's been used. It's a little dinged up. So this has been loved well. And the presentation page has been removed from this, so we don't have a lot of information about who owned it or anything like that. But when you get to the title page, you can see the date is 1972. So this Bible is about 49 years old, and it's a double column, of course, your table of contents. And this looks to be probably about a 7-point font. The verses, check it out. The verses are on the inner margin and the outer margin. That's a super interesting setup. When you get into the New Testament, words of Christ are in black. And then in the back, you have your reader's guide. Pretty cool. The next one is a hardback RSV. And this is, check this out. It has a name in there. He was a minister of the Methodist Church. I love this kind of stuff. This is one of the things I love about thrift store finds, is there's always a little story behind it. And then this is, of course, the Old and the New Testament in the Revised Standard Version, and this is put out by the American Bible Society in New York. This is a U.S. print, and check it out. It's got a really nice font. This is a paragraph format. So this one has the interesting verse layout, and it has like your red page die that kind of gives you the red even when the book is open. So I thought that was pretty slick. There is no Apocrypha in this one, so this is just the Protestant canon. And it does have some cross references once you get into the New Testament, but it doesn't seem to have anything in the Old. I guess you could call that a little bit, but once you get into the New Testament, it really beefs up. So really neat. And then when you get to the end, there's some old world maps. And that's about it. And look, again, you got some reinforcement bookbinders tape there. So that's the reason this is held together really good. So now we got a couple really interesting. These are all from World Publishing. Now, I don't know a whole lot about them, but I've seen them a lot. And you can see this one's kind of cracked. And I didn't get these because I thought they were in great shape. I just got them because I kind of thought they were cool. This is some sort of a bonded leather, and this used to have a zipper. The zipper does not function on either of these. But then when you get into the block, it's really crumbly, and I don't know what that is there, but that's probably something I'm going to need to wash my hands afterwards. But the presentation pages have been removed from this as well, which is super interesting. I don't know why people would do that with Bibles this old. This is a really small font, kind of a handheld. This looks pretty about a 6. And this is actually a verse-by-verse layout, but the verses are placed weirdly to where they're really difficult to see. And none of this is line matched. This was before line matching was really a thing, and it is illustrated. Check it out. And this illustration is really interesting because they only went on one side. One page is blank, and you can see this is crinkly. This is really old, but I mean, it's a sewn binding. Really neat. Really like this. And then let's take a quick look at this one. Probably going to be more of the same. Yeah, but the illustrations on this one are on both sides. Paper is super crinkly. It's kind of stuck up inside here. I don't know what this liner is, but it's kind of slick. And again, look, reinforced bookbinder's tape. It's not line matched. The paper is really curled. You can see this. It's already starting to separate here where it's sewn. You can see the cheesecloth or the mesh paper back there. And this one is also illustrated, both sides. Ink dye is really worn on this one. You can see it's gotten some water damage over the years. Let's see if we can find out what year this one is. Oh, check it out. Presentation page filled out. Linda Jones. And then it was signed by a Mr. Jimmy Robinson, that looks like. So maybe he gifted it to Miss Linda Jones. And when you get, oh, let's see what year. Let's see if we can see what year it was given. 1958. So this one's from the 50s. This is an oldie. And I would say this one is about the same. No presentation page. Two more real quickly. We have another, and these are both King James. This one is King James. This is kind of a bonded leather again. Yeah, there doesn't seem to be any bookbinder's tape in this one. Maybe, yeah, I think I see it. And really rough condition. And this one has a presentation page. Somebody's kid got a hold of it. That's great. March 30th, 1961. This is John D. Hancock, not the John Hancock, given to him by his mom and dad in 1962. Do not write in. Oops, somebody didn't obey that order. And interesting, this one's got your classic reference system where it has your center column references organized by chapters and really slick. So one more, oh, this one's a red letter edition, and you can tell the red letters are not good back then. They're not line matched. This is also an illustrated edition to where it has some of your illustrations. Last one. This is Another World Bible Publishing. This one's kind of a harder, you can see the bookbinder's tape there, and you can also see this is kind of crinkled and wrinkled up. And then get to the presentation page. It is filled out. It was given to Walden D. Neal, maybe, in 1958, June 18th, by his grandmother. And you can see these pages are really discolored and yellowed. This is definitely more of a book paper than it is your Bible paper, so it's going to have virtually no ghosting. But this is the reason they use Bible paper, is because this regular paper will just, see how it's really brittle and already starting to break, and I'd imagine this would tear super easily. But this layout is pretty awful, to be quite honest. It's not very easy to read, but you know what? Back in the day, they weren't as picky as we were. They weren't as spoiled as we are today. And let's look at the New Testament real quick. No red letters. So, man, these are kind of funky. But anyhow, there was my Salvation Army experience. I picked up 6 Bibles, and I'm pretty happy with it. So what are some of your Salvation Army or thrift store pickups? Show me some pictures. Anyhow, keep calm. Jesus on. This is your Nicholsworth.